Hey guys, it's Zany here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're doing another light novel review. Today we're looking at Spy Family Portrait. This is the first light novel collection in the series. It's actually written by Aya Yajima, although Tatsu Endo obviously helps her with this in some way, and he does the art for this story, which is pretty cool. Usually when light novels for series exist, my understanding is that they either have no illustrations or have illustrations done by someone else, right? Like in the case of the Ace light novel, that's not done by Eiichiro Oda, although he does do concept art for some of the characters in the background. That was done by someone else. I can't remember who. But this was with art by Tatsuya Endo, which is great. I really liked it. In terms of the publisher, obviously this is a Viz Media title, as you guys can see right there. This is what the spine looks like. There you go. And the demographic is shonen. The genres here for Spy Family are historical fiction, spy thriller, and comedy, of course. And slice of life, I guess you would call it. And it does not have an adaptation, although I don't see why this couldn't just be weaved into the anime. And maybe it has been, and I'm just not aware of that. But I'm pretty sure these stories have not been adapted into the anime. But, you know, I could be wrong. And ratings-wise for this book is a 5 out of 5. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. There is no premise for this because this is a collection, so every story is different, and every story has a different premise. So I'm just not going to bother with this section here. I'll just move on straight to the plot, and I'll give you a rundown for each of the stories. So let's get started here with story number 1. It's called Mission 1. And there's no specific time of setting for any of these stories beyond, like, volume 1. Like, after the characters become a family, after Anya has gotten into school, that's when this happens, and it can just be whenever you want it to be, right? So Mission 1 is a school camping trip. We see that Anya and Damien get lost together due to Anya being dumb. And Becky thought it was romantic that they did this, but of course, Damien and his friends did not like this. So here's the book plate at the beginning. And then at the end, there is a illustration here. Let's see if I can find it easily. Where Anya is sad and upset about being lost, and Damien does his best to comfort her, even though he doesn't really want to. And as you can see, they're quite beautiful illustrations. I really like them. So this story was quite good. It showcases Damien and Anya's relationship in a way. Anya doesn't really understand Damien, and so she acts a certain way because she wants to get something out of him, right? Which is become his friend. But Damien just sees like a weirdo, but he appreciates her in some ways anyways, because she kind of is nice to him and treats him normally, right? And so I think he likes her in some kind of capacity, but he just can't bring himself to admit it or deal with it. And I think that's pretty funny. But I don't know. It's pretty enjoyable. Mission 2 is Yuri and Anya getting together and having some fun. Dealing with each other. So Yuri is on holiday. He gets the day off. He's forced to take the day off. And everyone else is on holiday as well because it's like a bank holiday. So everyone has to stay home. And he gets called in by Yor to take care of Anya because she got called in to work for whatever reason. It was something that wasn't supposed to happen, but it did anyways. And so Lloyd is also working because this is a prime time to be a spy. And so Yuri is the only one available, and so he gets to their house, and he's like, "Hell, what the heck do I do with this child that I don't like?" Right? He calls her like Peanut Child or Chihuahua Child or something, and he eventually realizes, "Oh, we can go to that Kid Street Workplace, which is kind of like Kidzania if you've ever been to that. They're really popular in Mexico since it's a Mexican company. I don't know if there is one anywhere else in the world. I'm pretty sure there are like a few in Europe." But I don't know if there's any here in the States. I don't think I've ever seen one. But it's something like Kitsania, or if you've ever been to Turkey and you went to Miniaturk, it's kind of like that too a little bit. It's not really like Miniaturk, but it's basically a miniaturized city meant for kids to experience living life as adults and experiencing different work jobs, right? And it's supposed to be a highlight and kind of get people interested in jobs, right? I thought it was fun when I went when I was a kid a few times, but it's not necessarily like all that exciting in the modern sense, I don't think. But they go there, they have fun, play acting as cops and as doctors and stuff, and they grow closer without really meaning to. Yuri doesn't want to get attached to Chihuahua girl, as he calls her, but he does anyways. And we have this great little moment here with Anya's stupid face, and it's really, really fun. And I quite liked it a lot. I think it was probably the best story in this book, to be honest with you. I really, really liked it. I thought it was quite cute. And then we have Mission 3. This one's a story focusing on Frankie, as you guys can see on the book plate there. And Frankie basically has horrible luck with women, right? That's kind of like his shtick. He ends up going to the hospital for something, I think for doing something for Lloyd. And when he's there, he finds a young woman who is a singer who is going blind, or actually has gone blind already. And he and the woman, Frankie and the woman, develop a connection and then a kind of romantic entanglement that Frankie really appreciates and is really happy about because he finally found someone that accepts him. But at the same time, she's about to get an operation to get her eyesight back. And he knows that when that happens, she'll be in danger and she might reject him. And so what he does is gets Lloyd's help to disappear and become someone different for her, so that when she sees him, she won't ever recognize the true version of Frankie. And it was a very bittersweet story. It was really beautiful, though. There's a lot of emotion that goes into this. You really feel for Frankie in the sense that everyone wants love. He finally found it, and because of who he is, he has to let it go. And he manages to do so, and it's quite beautiful. And there's this awesome scene here, this girl crying, very, upset with her reality, and Frankie also in the same way. And I really loved it. I thought it was really beautiful. It was a great story. But I think that in terms of enjoyment and in terms of it being fun, Mission 2 is better. The Yuri and Anya mission is much better. And then Mission 4 seems like it's going to be a Bond story based on the book plate, but it's not. It's actually just a general family story. So the family's out for a picnic. They're just having fun, trying to, fit in and interact with everyone. And as they're there, they come across an artist who asked them if they can be painted for a portrait. And Lloyd doesn't want to say yes, but eventually has to, because it's probably the best way to avoid calling attention to themselves. And the whole time that they're doing the portrait, they're upset. Yor doesn't want to be in it because, of course, she's the Thorn Princess, and if there's a way to identify her, it's bad, right? And Anya and Bond don't really care. They're just having fun, right? And then after the painting is done, it turns out that it was quite bad because the artist is using a new medium, and he's really just going for vibes and not really for actual realistic painting. And so they worried for nothing. And I think it's pretty funny, it's humorous, but it's not the best story out there, to be honest with you. It's mostly like kind of lame compared to the other three. And then at the end we have a short story here, and this one is really not related to any of the main characters at all. They show up technically, but they're being like watched by other characters, and the two characters that we focus on are these two young ladies called Lily and Rose, who are servers at a restaurant that are looking at Yor and Lloyd and being jealous about the fact that Lloyd and Yor have this beautiful relationship. And it's mostly just to prove that Lloyd and Yor are really good at acting, or actually are experiencing a beautiful relationship, and they don't even realize it because they're so busy trying to fake it, right? And I think it was fun. It was enjoyable. It's a nice look at the story from a different perspective, but it's not really that exciting. I think this was just tacked on to make sure that this was a full feeling volume. But I don't know. It's fine. It's not bad. It's just not amazing either. I really do think that Mission 2, the one with Yuri and Anya, is probably the best story in terms of like fitting the tone and themes of Spy Family. But maybe the best written one is the third story with Frankie and the singer lady, right? So, take that how you will. There is an afterword at the end that's quite nice. It talks about the experiences that these authors had. Tatsuya Endo's just really happy to have someone that's so good at writing write his novel for him. And Aya Yajimiya is basically just really happy to have worked on something so cool and interesting, and also working with the original creator. So overall, really, really nice. In terms of artwork, each story gets its own bit of art there, and it's all done by Tatsuya Endo, and it's all really, really good. I really, really enjoy it. In terms of a rating, it's a 5 out of 5. I think it succeeds exactly at what it's trying to do, which is give you more world building, more stories in the world in a slightly different way, in case people maybe prefer light novels instead of the manga or the anime, right? And in terms of other Shonen Jump novels, I think this is probably better than those. And so I really, really like it. So there really isn't too much else to say. This was a perfect volume. I really recommend it if you guys are fans of Spy Family. And let me know what you think when you pick it up, or if you've already picked it up, let me know what your favorite story was. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.